Life as a bohemian athlete is a unique one. Sometimes, most of the time, you gotta find a way to get it done. Anywhere, anytime. Today, about half a dozen 50-meter sprints on the track, nothing too spectacular. But I haven't done that in a while either, and you can hear my breathing. See the taxing nature of it. Probably one or two more. Made to miss an appointment. A little stressed. Time for a little run. It's so good for you. So that's the workout. 6, let's say half a dozen 50-meter nice and easy sprints. I'll create a little stretching routine to go with this too. Those intervals feel good. Recovery, a little more relaxed. Remember, every time you exercise, you burn up those stress chemicals inside your bloodstream. Every time.
The studio where it's nice and warm, but where my hamstrings and my glutes are already fired up. So Allie and I are going to take you through a few stretches on the mat right behind me. I'm sorry I forgot my good video camera. We're on the iPhone today, so I'm going to talk as loud as I can so we still get you that good sound. I always promise you. I can't promise you that the squeaking from Allie's toy will stop. She's a little bit raring to go even though she's already been to the dog park. All right, here we go. So the first stretch, one of my favorites, wide stance stretch, all right? So you put your feet out wide as you feel comfortable. What here is you're getting feet wide and then neutral back. That neutral back, remember, all the normal curves in your low back, shoulders back. It's not this. If you're doing this, then you need to bring your feet closer together, maybe bend your knees a little so you can get into that neutral back position. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's really helpful if you put a, sorry about that, my eyeball coming right into the camera. Sometimes it's really helpful if you put a ball or something in front of you so that you can brace yourself on that ball, especially if you don't have the flexibility. I'll tell you what, 100% of the clients that I work with here at the studio, flexibility is on the top of the list of things they need to work on. I'll bet you that's true for you. So you got to do what's possible today and build on that. So the ball goes out in front of you, you got neutral back, and then you just lean into it. And you'll feel that all the way up your adductors, high part of your hamstring. You might even start to feel it in your low back. If you do, just heel-toe walk those feet a little bit closer together. Go down as far as you can, come up. Go down as far as you can, come up. When you're working on your flexibility and you're trying to improve your flexibility and you're really still pretty tight, a more active stretch, in 20 years of doing this, a more active stretch usually accomplishes more than pulling into a stretch and trying to hold it. Because what people do when they do that is they pull too hard, they're overly aggressive, and the muscles just don't loosen up. Because a more active stretch kind of tricks the nervous system into relaxing. So, repeatedly down and then up. And then as it starts to loosen up a little bit, you might go down, and if you can get your hands on the floor with that neutral back, then you can reach your hands around to the outside of your left leg, and then down to the outside of your right leg. And then before you come up, here's the key. When you come up, you really don't want to go from bent over to just up. That puts a lot of strain on the back. So what you want to do is you want to get down there and then bend your knees, heel-toe walk. Just kind of shimmy your feet together, bend your knees, and then come up. That's a much better way to go about it. All right, favorite number 2 is the lunge stretch. All right, if you do yoga regularly, you're used to this. One foot goes back, that left foot is at about a 45-degree angle. I know it's hard to see. Lead knee goes over the ankle, not any farther. Don't want to go out here, want to stay here. Hands go down. If you can't get your hands down, again, can't get your hands down, that's where something, these are just standard yoga blocks. Right there, straddling your foot. Now I'm going to go down because I can get down there. And you're just trying to lift that back knee up and just gently, for about as long as you can take it. And then you don't have to do that jump switch, that's just for showing off there. On this back leg, you want to think about, it's a very, very, very subtle internal rotation of the hip. So taking your right hip and turning it toward the body, just ever so slightly, takes the pressure off the psoas and the hip flexor muscles. And then you can bring that foot forward, get that back in a neutral position, straighten your legs as much as you possibly can, and then just hang there, and then rotate from side to side. Remember, hamstrings, there's not just one muscle back there. There are actually four hamstrings, and they all originate and insert in different places. So by rotating, you're hitting the whole entire back of the leg instead of just in one spot. And that's what you're going to learn as we go through these videos, the nuances, the intricacies of the body, and how you think about them, and how you maneuver through them as you become more fit than you've ever been. So simple, right? Wide stance stretch, maybe with a ball in front of you. Boom, there. Lunge stretch, foot comes forward, neutralize that back. You can put your hands behind your back for a little, to make sure, that helps make sure your back stays in that position. And then you're up, pretty quick. And I guarantee you, if you spend 5 minutes a day, just 5 minutes a day, on those 3 stretches, regardless of whether you go run any sprints, you're going to find that it makes a huge difference. And again, this is what everybody underestimates. The idea of small changes compounded over time, and that's what the Accountable 3 coaching system is all about. What you're going to do now maybe is you're going to put on your Accountable 3 list, I'm going to stretch 5 days this week. And then you're going to log in every day and tell me whether or not you did that. This is John Ashworth, the Fitness Nomad. Hope you enjoy this workout. More coming soon.